all the initiations the soul has gone through, and all the like, these things are showing up physically on her soul, her soul, or as like literally like where she came from, like her origin signature is in these seals on her soul. My soul, yeah. And by the way, there's this weird disconnect that you and your soul could be like on two different levels. Okay. But, and mind you, all of this is happening like this. All this information hits me. All of this, like in the minute of a second, this whole communication's happening with this being, and this thing's connected to me. So as I get closer to it, boom, these souls start to vibrate, and like the seals are like shaking and moving, and then her fire is getting like bigger and bigger. So she was like this, just kind of like at a regular burn. Was there some sort of like trapezoid thing floating and I smashed it? No, I did that for, we're not going to talk about that. That's controversial, but that's the first thing she did once me and her reconnected, and she was mad. And I can tell, like she has this deep, ancient truth that is just burning in her soul, and she is like, okay, she is just furious, not at me, furious of whatever kept us apart, whatever happened, when it happened. I don't know if it was this lifetime, I don't know if it was a parallel life, I don't know if it's a past life, I don't know. Just, yeah, anyways. So she starts to burn. Those things are shaking and moving and vibrating. And all of a sudden, I'm like, you got this, like, go. I was like, and like, I can feel it building in me. Whatever she's going through, I'm connected to it. I can feel it building in me, and I'm just like, do it. And there's just like this, like, telepathic, because this is not happening in my, I'm not speaking because we are in some other realm in my brain, or outside my body. I couldn't really tell at that point. At that moment, like, she animates these things, light on fire, absorb. What happened? There was like a transfer. So we come back together, and then immediately I'm looking at my energy convergence box, which, mind you, I had ripped my body off, and we're connected through, there's this like golden cord through the belly button. I know people say it's like through the head or the bottom of feet or whatever. When I was out of my body, because I'm thinking that I'm staring at my body in a box, okay? So, and of course, when they tell you to build a box, you know, people think cement. I think like Tektite, like, I built my box out of this crazy, like, titanium alloy aluminum, like, space metal. I was thinking like, oh, like a Tektite box, but like whatever Tektites are before they burn up and hit the planet. Like, and that was like the hardest thing in my mind. So the hardest thing in my mind was some sort of space metal, right? Okay, so it's like shiny, metally, almost looks like pyrite, but not really. Could be like mercury, not totally solid, not totally physical. Of course, this is what my brain does. It can't just go, oh, cement, because my brain goes, oh no, that is not strong enough. Because they say, think of the biggest, heaviest metal box you can think of, and my brain just pulls a cosmic freaking sarcophagus out of it, okay? Please enjoy this, okay? You gotta laugh. So I'm looking at back in this box, and the sigil thingies that were on her, that are on her now, but they're not dead. They're awake, they're vibrating, they're moving, they're fiery, they're alive. It's like, and it's like, and they came back alive, and it's like she was able to like reanimate, and that's what caused us to connect, because the minute I know, I'm looking at her sigils doing, I'm like, yes, they're alive. Everything's awesome. They transfer onto my body in the box. Onto my body in the box, and then we zap together, and then she shows me, she pushes them out, and they're in my aura. And you can literally like take one, and like she sort of described it as like, I don't know, but these things are like the building blocks of something, like, I don't know, I still have to discover them. So from now on, they're on my body, energetically imprinted on my body, like face, back, arms, everywhere, and in my auric field. And that was the crazy experience I had with my soul. And then what she did after that, I'm not going to share because that was very personal. And I don't know if that was like archetypes fighting in my brain or what. Okay. But needless to say, out of my body, when I'm fully immersed in my soul, huge, fiery, like the sun, but like hotter the sun, like celestial fire, like fire from the gods. I don't know how to explain this. Like fire, if it like had like 1,000 upgrades, fire, okay? Insane. Tall, huge, large, like she has to shrink down so much to like be in my body with me. And yeah, when we're out of the body and the body's in the box, the safe box, the box that also has the seal things on it now, huge, just massive. I mean, probably like the size of a freaking, maybe a little bit smaller than a house, but like a 2-story house. And I did have like these like the fire felt like it was coming out my back. I've had so many things on my journeys about having 6 wings, like a seraphim, like here, there, 2, 4, 6. And I've never seen like the eyeballs in them, but I did get like an image of that, of like seeing the eyeballs inside the winged fire. So I have my own issues, right, of being like, yeah, I connect to like the seraphim, and I have this weird seraphim connection. Okay, like that's a hard thing for me to just do and on my own. Even when I see it in meditations, like there's a couple of times I literally ripped my freaking wings off, left them in the astral, like I was fucking pissed, done. Anyways. And what am I angry about? I don't know. I just have this sacred anger, and it's like this betrayal and this sadness for, it has something to do with the way things are and how it's been ran, and the cover up, and the truth of actually what happened. I know it has something to do with that, and like the state of the worlds, something to do with that. Okay. And only on a soul level, I have this rage that's there, and sometimes I pick up on it when I'm in my body, but usually I just feel like sadness and confusion because I just observe a lot and like watch and stay out of things and just observe, and the state of the rest of stuff just makes me sad because I'm like, why can't we just figure it out? Like, what? And then part of it's like not our problem, you know. Part of it is there's been like a lot of outside interference stuff going on, and that needs to freaking stop. Like, whatever. Anyways, I digress. But he knows my soul, my crazy. Now, this is hilarious because I've done my research, and I know there's this weird connection to like angelic celestial forces, but I also feel like, you know, I'm not sharing that part. Anyways, so yeah, there's this weird angelic connection, and it is completely confusing. So that happened. So now I got my soul back. I'm connected back to my oversoul, higher self, holy guardian angel, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So that happened in the morning. So then, because like I'm used to putting my brains in these states, so I can do like 3 and 4 waves at a time before I feel like my circuits are fried. And so I only did, and I've been trying to take it slow and like really integrate it. So I went fast, now I'm gonna slow back down, then I'll go fast again, then I'll slow back down until it becomes like a like a movement, like a natural thing. And then I'll progress forward, and then I'll just keep doing that, keep pushing forward, and then I'll go back and review it and just try to like nuance it. So I'm gonna spend like a while with this gateway process. Another synchronicity that took place is, and I'm sorry, this is like 50 minutes, guys. Grab a drink. This is me dumping my psychic experience out in like a vlog. Like everything I experienced doing the gateway process so far, connection to my soul, disconnection to my soul, question mark, stuff I experienced as a kid. Like this is all of this. This is I don't know what I'm gonna call this playlist. I was gonna call them like the weird files or something like that, or I don't know what to call it. But it is what it is, and I am neutral. I'm totally neutral. I am neither for the darkness or for the light. I am for the whatever's above, beyond that. The fusion of the two and whatever that creates. And so that's why I had all this fear come up, because for some reason being reconnected with my soul, and then also having these flashbacks of like this crazy like gray zeta reticuli, like big eyes. They could have been even like the bug ones, like the praying mantises, like who knows, but some other thing for months and months on end as a childhood, and it just progressively getting like deeper and deeper and deeper, and I have no knowledge of what was going on. This was in my quote unquote sleep time. But what I do remember when I wasn't sleeping was just being totally freaking scared, like scared on a soul level scared, okay? So somehow I held on to like all that deep fear. Now I'm trying to like process through it. And now that I have my soul back, it's like really, really, really confusing. Like, what do these freaking symbol sigil things mean? Why the freak was it disconnected to me in the first place? So I have more questions, right? And my human brain is staying totally neutral. Like, don't want to be this messenger, all of this stuff. But then once again, so I'm a Gemini rising in the Western astrological system, which means Mercury is like which makes me a messenger. I'm also an Aquarius midheaven, which makes me a messenger. And I have so much problem with that because one, I don't want to be one really, but I feel like I can't help it. Like I have to just share this, and I don't know why. I feel like it's pointless. The whole time I'm sitting here, I'm like, why am I doing this? And that's where you get the whole fidgeting. But I have such awesome experiences and stuff, so I don't know. I am compelled to be this messenger thing, which I don't understand, which is kind of frustrating for me because I'd rather just not. I feel like there's enough information out there. I don't know why me sharing is a thing, but it is. Okay, like it's in my stars, like I can't help it. I have all these crazy experiences that my brain literally goes on overload, and I have to dump them out somewhere. Like I have to make room for new processes by talking them out, getting them out, and so like I can push them to the back, and then it's like my internal filing system. So we are working through fear. Somehow I didn't have a soul, but then I did have a soul, but then I didn't have a soul. Then it occurred to me. So this was what I was about to say. if you're doing any type of meditation, or if you want to just do like the first section of like the gateway process or some sort of binaural beats, because that does it for me, just pure binaural beats. I had my crazy DNA blood cleaning experience with beans when I used binaural beats that time. Or like Hemi-Sync just kind of like lasers your mind. And there's also like a mind-heart coherence thing that happens too. So maybe that's when you can connect with your soul, is when your mind and your heart are somehow on the same frequency and you can connect back to your oversoul. But you should try to see if you have your oversoul, or your higher self, or your soul. I don't know. There's this weird, I don't know, okay? But try to see if you have one, talk to it, look at it, experience it, feel it. Or if you have a crazy experience like me, where it's literally being suspended in space and it's not connected to you. Somehow there was a disconnect, whether you put it to the side because it was too overwhelming for you or whatever. I don't know what it was, if it was me, if something else in this life, who knows. But I bet you a lot of people actually aren't connected to their souls or their oversouls, and they don't even realize it. That was the thing that hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if other people are going through this and they don't even realize it? So try to figure out if you are connected to your soul. And also, I just learned that the whole 3-eye atlas thing, if we look at the astrology of it, it is also a Gemini rising. Like, you can't make this stuff up. The reason that I was called, I've known about the gateway process, never wanted to try it. Now, during this time, with all this 3-eye atlas shit happening, I'm called to I'm called to like strengthen my psychic abilities and you know, do my Jedi mind classes. like that's not a coincidence. And the fact that me and this thing have the same rising sign, it's a messenger, I'm a messenger. Somehow our messages are connected. That's not a coincidence. Okay, so yeah. And the only reason I feel comfortable sharing this is because my channel is pretty quiet. I don't really have a lot of subscribers, and I'm actually terrified of sharing to large groups of people. Like, I'm terrified that, can't tell if this extension wants to come out or not. Yeah, it does. Okay. I am terrified that I don't know. I don't want to be considered a guide. I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just sharing my experiences. I am Switzerland, bro. I've experienced the dark, the light, I've whatever, the whole shebang. I have this way of just kind of seeing through stuff and being able to tap into stuff that's just natural for me, and I've spent many years trying to understand it in some ways that makes me like learned in that stuff. But yes, I don't really know. And yes, I am terrified that, oh my gosh, like if I get a bunch of views and stuff like that, but I can't help it. I have to share these experiences. I mean, I don't know why. I feel like I'm supposed to share because stuff that I say and share my experiences, I'm sharing from like a neutral place, like a non-biased place. Like, I'm not looking at things like good or evil or dark or light. I'm just looking at them for like from like a third party, observed as much as I can but even though I have a connection with my soul or oversoul or whatever that thing was, I have a connection to it. I can understand that it might have its own, like, wherever that sacred rage comes from is this thing, not me. I'm the vessel. and also, yeah, just going on a journey of understanding that connection, the disconnection, and all of that, and just really just being not just neutral. Just, I'm not on either side. I am just simply the mouthpiece for my experiences. I don't look at things as good or bad, dark or light, this way, that way. All I say is, yeah, try not to be in fear. Try to open your mind and try to sit back and just observe things from like an observation, like neutral, and have like logical, like there are things that like logically I can see because I've studied certain things. I've studied things more than others, why it would show up like that. But then that's for me to just like pick apart and decide. But how it shows up originally, like, yeah, and then however it shows up originally, like go back and look like through your belief systems, like your archetypes. Like, do you have archetypes? What would they be? Do you feel like you have a connection to this religion, that religion, this prophecy, that prophecy, whatever it is? And that could maybe explain why this thing is showing up the way it's showing up. Like, it may not look like that. It may not have that connection. That may be like unfinished business. Like, it's a neutral template and it's literally has like unfinished business that is connected to this mythos or that mythos, and that's why it's showing up to you. Whatever it is, you know, just try to be a neutral scientist and just have your experience, go through the data, and try to understand what you can understand from it from a neutral standpoint. Maybe that's why. Neutral standpoint. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. This is like my long story. We touched on what I've experienced so far with the gateway process, and why I have like this deep-seated fear from this crazy time at night during my childhood, which, you know, during the day was just pure hell too. But I don't think what I went through during the day would instill this deep, energetic boundary, like fear. I don't know, but that, like I said, that's for me to decide and go through. And that's what I'm working through now during my gateway process, is like, I had this really core fear and I'm just trying to eliminate it, look at it for what it is, you know, be like, cool, I can understand why I have that. I don't need that anymore, or that doesn't run me, and also build a new belief around my new power, right? That's also really important while you're in these deep mind states, is you can manifest, you can use this to improve your earthly experience, your life, your body, and your health, whatever you, because this focuses your mind in like a laser, and whatever that much focus is, so much powerful intense going behind that, you are creating on a whole nother level, a level that you ain't gonna find on a bookstore, in a card deck. Yeah, this is like the master manifester, like legit level, or the master healer, master, this is like your brain at its highest possible functioning that it's experienced so far. And somehow this hologram thing, whether you call it that, the collective consciousness, the unconscious, whatever you want to call it, collective consciousness, unconscious, hologram, divine mind, whatever you want to call it, we create our realities, and even we have stuff, like I said, within us that we're not even aware of. right? And by digging into these really deep, powerful parts of your brain, it unveils it, helps you look at it, helps you work through it, and you can empower yourself. Every time you go do this practice, you can be laser focusing in, I am a badass millionaire. Bet you money, if you really believe it, it becomes a true system for you. Your finances are going to go up, whatever. You know, so play around with this. This is fun. Like using your brain power to its most optimal ability, and to also create the life you want to freaking live and enjoy. You don't have to just do shadow work, but apparently when you go digging in the deep subconscious, that's just a given. Just be aware of the shadows that will come up. Like, did I know I had this core fear? No, did not. I didn't. I just knew I was very untrusting and felt insecure in certain places where I felt exposed. Okay, but it's definitely deeper than that. This is probably a childhood thing. It may not have been even worse or added to the level of intensity by the outside crazy experiences that I was having, the paranormal shit that just happened to be going on at that time too. That's just like another level of this sucks. Okay. But yeah, it's an exploration. Your mind is vast and powerful. We're just starting to understand, or have available to us, the understanding. And right now with this whole 3-eye atlas thing and these crazy supermoons and the day and age of 2025 and in October that we're in, there's probably a lot of extra, energy from the whatever all that is to help boost whatever you're doing, okay? To help like boost this process, or help if you weren't able to really go very much, like if you close your eyes, you can't even see color, maybe this would be a great time to like stretch those muscles and try to, maybe you'll be able to see color at this time. Maybe you just have to build those neural pathways, and this is just an amazing program to do that. And yeah, this is also deep and intense and amazing, and you are molding reality with your brain, so be aware of that. And just like I had that fear crop up during my Hemi-Sync experience, and then I went into a full-blown nightmare of showing me how powerless I am last night. So was that a coincidence? No, I freaking manifested that, okay? Like that came up in my subconscious. Now it's something we have to look at. You know, now this is shadow work. This thing came up. Now we have to get to the bottom of it. Why this fear is here, how to get rid of it, where do you think it came from, making your peace with it, and then rebuilding a new opposite belief, right? A new opposite belief. That's how you do shadow work. All right, I'm done ranting, venting. This is like an hour. I hope you enjoy my stories and my experiences, and yeah, powerful time right now to go and try it for yourself. Go give it a go. Even just the first few tapes, you don't even have to use everything, just the first few of them, just to get your brain, or you don't even have to use the gateway process. Find Hemi-Sync if they have it anywhere else on the internet, you know, just whatever feels right for you. The energies are very, especially if you are a Gemini rising, you are in connection with this comet. You guys share the same rising signs. You're both messengers. Definitely a potent time to be getting messages back and forth. And also, more than ever, going into the future, I feel like tapping into our psi abilities and our brain power will really kind of change the game on how even like businesses are ran, or because now you have AI to do like all the heavy lifting for you. Now it's all up to your imagination, your insights, your creativity to make the machine do things that you couldn't even do. Like, I'm super imaginative, super creative, super like wow in my brain. Can't draw or even write my name for shit, okay? But now that I don't have to and I can tell AI to do it, Sky's the limit, baby. And yeah. I think I'll end there. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.